Monday. Happy #Mermaid Monday. I know what some of you are thinking. Why are you so happy at Monday? Well, I'm not working till 2. Maybe if I was working at 9, I'd be a bit more miserable. But sun's shining, and really, if you think about it, when you effectively live on your own, plus point, you can be naked all the time. Oh, saucy. But it takes you longer to answer the door, just like when Phoebe had her own place and Mike used to come round in Friends. But actually, you don't really see a lot of people. The people you see in shops and the people you work with are the main people you see if your family aren't nearby. That's why I had an amazing night out on Saturday. I saw friends that I'd not seen for ages. I made new ones, danced till my feet hurt, and consequently, because I drank too much cider. And guess what? You can take the girl out of Somerset, but you can't take Somerset out of the girl. So what can I say? Cider. Or so tonight I'm hoping after work, because I'm working late, to go to Voice Box in Wrexham. There's a guest poet, Ben Wilson, who I saw last month, and he was amazing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his stuff. If I go, I don't really commit to anything anymore events-wise. Relationships, on the other hand, I'm a very committed person. So, just to pre-warn you, this has explicit content, this poem. It was written about 3 days after my breakup and having to leave the household due to the relationship breakdown. On the 20th? It doesn't really matter. 20th of April, I went to this workshop, just for women, with the BBC Slam champion, Sophia Walker. And honestly, I turned up late, with my sunglasses on, I had a little cry, and I wrote this poem, which, I know it sounds really up myself, but it's one of my best poems I've written. Oh, actually, it's 21st, so the day after would have been my granddad's birthday, so it's all significant. I'm wearing a pyjama top, by the way. It says, I need space. But actually, everyone needs space sometimes, and I do think it's great in a relationship to spend a lot of time together, but everyone needs their own peace time, their own quiet time, their own hobbies, I believe. It's healthy. But actually, just like in Sex and the City, because everyone idealises these popular relationships like Christian Grey. Actually, Christian Grey is a domestic abuser. I know they do S&M and stuff, but he controls every area of her life. He controls where she works. He controls. It's mirrored, you know. So also in Sex and the City, Mr. Big, he jilted Carrie at the altar. He let her down loads of times, and because we idolise these abusive relationships, we don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. Well, I don't, because I've never been in one. I've only been in. To explain, without going into detail, when the only language you've known for the last 15 years is one of abuse and pain, and I'm not asking for sympathy, I'm just saying that's how it's been, the currency of kindness is really hard to get used to. But I'm getting there, and I've had a lot of space to myself, which actually I'm quite happy in my own company. I'm quite happy to go out for a coffee on my own, read a book, but also I love being around people. I love being sociable, and I feel like I'm getting myself back, which is great. So this poem is called Daddy's Girl, in a similar vein, I would suppose, to Sylvia Plath's similar poem, but it's not about my dad. I'm not going to do a preamble on it anymore, because I'm not really one for that, believe it or not, when I'm reading. So I'm just going to get it in here. And I've got Sophia Walker on Twitter now. And by the way, I think it might have just closed. Submissions for the Edinburgh Slam champion are up. I think they only closed today, or they may have already closed. But why not put yourself out there? Glastonbury next year. Really fancy that. Quite happy to get muddy, get my hands dirty, see my bands, sunshine. Just a thought anyway. So, just finding my poem in this notebook. So the workshop was amazing, and it was for women, and I think apparently there were a few. Got Debs Butler, by the way, I testify, amazing powerhouse of a woman. She's got kids, and she organises these amazing events. She's doing something that no one in the area is doing, and I've not been to one of her nights at Hanky Panky Pancakes yet, but I really want to go. So that's that. But yeah, I do feel like sometimes you need a safe space, and I also I get that sometimes society can be too anti-men, like, oh, men can't do this, men can't do that, and then as soon as women aren't invited to something, there's an outcry. So I do think there's a bit of an inequality, but at the same time, the statistics do prove that more men do commit domestic abuse against women. It's facts. And also, and I need to find my other poem called Kicked, because that's not based on personal experience, but it's about the parallels. This is also proven when there's a big football match on, the number of domestic abuse reports goes up significantly, and just trying to raise awareness really, because if I can help one person, then that means a lot to me. Okay, so this poem is called Daddy's Girl. Once I get it in here, and because it is longish for me, I'm just going to have a sip of my water and soluble vitamin C once I see where I put it. Hold on. Okay. 2 seconds. I got my Halloween pants on. Can't touch this. Just gonna shut the window. It sounds like I live in a high crime area because there's so many sirens, but it's a main road. That's why I'm not been sleeping very well. The sirens wake me up and the lorries and stuff. But I'm sleeping a lot better. I should be sorting out my car now, but instead I'm filming because I'm a big procrastinator. Right. So this is my oh my god, I'm gonna burp. Try not to do it throughout. It's excuse me, is my poem Daddy's Girl. Daddy's Girl. Monopoly was your favourite. You couldn't wait to rent out those rooms, snapping up every property the dice landed on. You were the banker, counting out the notes with careful control, ironing the tenors you placed in birthday cards. Inflation not a factor in your game of life. You operated on my heart, tried to cut the cord between body and mind. In The Simpsons' Cluedo, your weapon of choice was the poisoned donut. The hungry hippos became anorexic after you told them their banging booty was just fine, the booty that you loved to smack so hard it bruised. But your favourite game was playing me. You rolled the dice on every decision, shuffled the cards meticulously. Number games were your favourite, but your sums never added up. Word games failed you, never quite finding the finesse to express yourself fully. Instead, your voice was the blade which you used to try and sever my arteries with, drain my veins, open up my wounds, but forget the stitches. You wanted me ready to devour. A pussy on a plate, hairless like a 5-year-old girl. I was yours to own, you said. You said you'd created me. But I knew, finally, playtime was over.